I have no idea why I can't breathe through one of my nostrils. All month I've been dealing with, I need to change the filters in my house. Underwriting, how may I assist? Good, how are you? Thank you, one moment. Underwriting for a review. I see was already sent, but nothing happened after that. So if you're on that screen, there should be a button at the very bottom, okay? And let me know if there are any errors or anything that comes up after that. You would have to change that to yes, so that might have been the hiccup before. And is there anything else I can take a look at for you? Okay, you're welcome, bye-bye. All right, that was more of a troubleshooting question. Underwriting, how may I assist? Thank you, and how may I assist? Okay, one moment. Okay, do you mind holding? Thank you. Okay, so agency can't complete what they're doing because there is an issue with the multi-policy discount. So I'm gonna review that, make a decision on it, send it back to the agent. I feel nasally and I don't want that for you. So I'll be back. Maybe I'll show you clips of another day, but this can't carry on. I passed my test. I did it. I passed my AINS 101 test exam. That means that I get a bonus and I am one class away from getting those letters behind my name. So this was one of my career goals, is to get a designation, and it was on my 2023 goals list, but I also have it for 2024 because I didn't do it last year, and I am one class away from completing that designation. And I'm recording this because I know I have footage from earlier this year or last month or late last year when I started studying, and I did it. We'll talk more later, but I wanted to tell you I did it. I'm sorry. I was about to start rambling before I formally introduced myself. I'm SILL'S. I live in Atlanta. I am a property and casualty underwriter, personal lines underwriter. I work with home specifically. Previously, I worked with home and auto, but now with the company that I'm currently with, I work with home in multiple systems. And what else? I am studying for my AINS 102 exam. I already passed my AINS 101 class, so that was great. One more class and my designation is complete. So that is what I'm working on during this time when you're not seeing me. I haven't really been in my planner as much, and I'm going to jump back into it because I do owe you a plan with me at the filming of this video. So I definitely have quite a few things to catch up on. And what else? I have this list of non-renewals that I need to get out based on the dates that the client's policies are renewing. I have to keep in mind that the state that I'm working on policies in, the policies that I'm setting non-renewals up for, I have to be mindful of their deadlines for client notices. So some states will have 30 days, 59 days, whatever the case. I work with multiple states. I work with 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. I work with 20 states. And I'm gonna leave it there because I have to get this out and then we will be on the phone. My goal today is to get like 20 calls. I don't know why I have that in mind. It's not like I can control the calls, but I feel like when we get closer to the end of the week, people want to get all their stuff done and have a pretty easygoing weekend. So I feel like I might get a decent amount of calls today. Yesterday I got 20. Okay, so while I wait on a call, I'm just going to finish up this non-renewal. So this one is non-renewing because the client, I hope I'm not gonna drop something. The client started another primary policy and didn't cancel their old one. And the rep is saying that, oh, well, they're gonna make it into a rental property. We're gonna change it. Well, you haven't. You haven't, so now I'm gonna non-renew it because you're dragging your feet for some reason. I'm not sure why. So to prevent that risk, I'm going to update that. Underwriting, how may I assist? Good, how are you? Thank you, and who am I speaking with? I see that this policy is set to cancel on the 24th. Well, that isn't what I'm seeing. The renewal would have been 8/8 of 24, but the cancellation went in on the 9th with the effective date of 2/24. Hello? I can hear you now. If the client just paid yesterday, then the system hasn't processed that automatic reinstatement yet. Sometimes because of technology, I do still suggest submitting the reinstatement because, I mean, technology. So the initial concern was correct? Okay, and were you not able to run it on your end because of this possible cancellation? Do you think that might have been the reason why? Are you wanting me to run it by chance? And I might be a bit silent, but I'll be right with you. Can you please tell me the last four of the social that's on file, just so I make sure I'm pulling the right one? Thank you. I'm not seeing the client's date of birth on, what might that be? See if I can pull the application because it has to be on something. If anything, I will relay it to you so that you can put in requests to go ahead and get it added. Client's been with us since 07. Thank you. Well, that made my day. Such a good call. Okay, so let me give you the long and short of it. Depending on what capacity you work in, you'll be able to see the same information in a different way. So for me, I can see that the renewal for this policy typically goes out in July. And that gives a month and a few days before it really starts the new policy term. For this particular client, if the agent or the rep wants to know, okay, why hasn't my client received their renewal documents? You'll go into the policy documents to see when these typically get mailed out for the client, and that can better gauge when they'll receive it. But the problem was that this policy was set to cancel. Billing was saying, oh no, we're canceling this in a few days. And they didn't realize that. What happened was the renewal, the invoice went out for something, the client paid it later than the due date, but they paid it in this grace period where it didn't fully terminate yet. It was about to, and maybe the client saw it, they realized, oh, I'm late on this, let me pay it. So what will end up happening is the system will automatically reinstate the policy because it's under that threshold of days. But because I don't play with technology like that, I still tell agency to submit it just so that we can confirm that, okay, it really did reinstate. Because if for whatever reason the system doesn't read it because there's so much overlap, that policy could sit canceled for a couple of weeks before the rep realizes like something is not right. So it saves everybody time if they just submit the reinstatement. Okay, cool. This is a newer rep. They've been with us 5 minutes. Everyone in their office is fairly new. So they were thanking me for being so helpful and so kind and so nice and so patient. So that's why I figured I would end the call with you. I then helped him through finding resources that will help him with his job, and different articles and stuff that would give him steps on how to process things. So that's what that call was about. Very nice. Good way to start the day. Underwriting, how may I assist? Okay. Okay, perfect. I know. I want to say last year sometime I noticed that that wasn't accessible to agency as it once was, getting more calls about it. So it couldn't have been that long ago, the responding fire department, and then it will be reviewed and updated. You're welcome, and thank you for calling. See, I don't know. I'm not going to say it, but that was also another, we've talked about this before, but homes that are in areas where the responding fire department maybe made updates or the county rezoned, so that changes the fire code for the area that the home is in. So they were updating it, and it works in the client's favor because they're actually closer than they once were. I think that would be the same for my area too, that we have a lot of newer fire departments that have moved from their old buildings to newer, more updated, more modern buildings that are closer to where I live. So I probably have to revisit my policy for that reason too. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. So this helps me when I help them.